responsibly. Yes, yes. Drink beer responsibly. Please. Anyway, though, let's get right into it. Shout out Big Wave Dave.
Year, and she was finally found when her distraught mother was tipped off by a Pornhub user that he recognized her daughter on the site. She was found in 58 videos on Pornhub. So this is emails from the CEO.
You gotta be responsible.
Can we tell MasterCard that it just slipped through the cracks? They want to know what we do.
Oh, they're communicating amongst each other as employees.
They're saying, what should we do? She couldn't be older than 13 or 14, and the video was obvious. And they left it up.
Under new ownership or old ownership?
This is the old ownership, but old ownership is the same VPs and executives that are there today, right? But there's not enforcement.
Why are they not being held accountable?
There's not enforcement.
I don't get that, though. Who wouldn't enforce that law? It's kids.
I want to address something that Solomon and his partner said on this show. I mean, you could play what he actually said. It's a complete lie. They exploit and they harvest the data of every single user that visits their site. They're currently being sued in a class action, and I think we will see full criminal prosecution of the owners of Pornhub, and I hope that we do.
Did you ever think you would make it? I feel I'm so close I could taste sweet victory. I know this life meant.
Okay, so folks, a month ago or so, I interviewed the new owners of Pornhub, okay? Solomon Friedman, and he brought one of his associates, and we had a very good conversation together. It was to find out what's really going on because the level of criticism that Pornhub's gotten over the years. And then while I'm doing that, one of the things we talked about was the petition. The fact that Trafficking Hub petition has roughly, Rob, if you can show this, 2.33 million signatures worldwide. And I said, that's very interesting. After the interview was done with the new owner, I get a message from...
Hey, it's because of Celsius why y'all get these daily lives. Y'all better put respect on Celsius and C4 name and Ghost every now and then.
Layla that says, Patrick, I'm the one that posted that Trafficking Hub petition, getting all the signatures, and she wrote a book called Takedown, which we'll put the link below. Then I started looking into what she's done, the interview she's done, and I have, again, more questions about Pornhub. I thought it was the right thing to do to bring her here to give us a different perspective, not from the owner's perspective, but from the other side saying we need to do something about Pornhub. So with that being said, it's great to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So tell me, when you watched it, like what was it when you said, I'm going to reach out to Pat, I want to have a conversation? What part of the interview prompted you to want to do that?
From the beginning. I mean, from the beginning, it was clear that you were going to ask really good questions, and I want to give you credit for what you did. As an outsider, looking at the situation and being able to go deep into the important questions, but what I realized is that you weren't getting the answers, that there was deflection, that there was lies, and
he said, no, the lies are because of me. But the energy, Dave. But the energy, though. But that's also a good point as well. Shout out Big Wave Dave. And also, this is Celsius. Yes, this right up here is Celsius. So get you some energy with Celsius and 7% commission, I guess. Shout out.
And I said, look, we have to set the record straight because there's nothing more important than the truth. The truth is what is really going to set people free. It's what's going to bring change in this situation. It's what's going to bring justice. And I said, look, we need to actually tell the truth. And so that's why I reached out.
Fantastic. Now, for the audience to know the outcome of Trafficking Hub. So I went and read what the outcome is.
Trafficking Hub is wild.
So we can read that. Trafficking Hub is a...
You know, it's so funny. Not Big Wave Dave, but PBD, my man PBD, this man was low-key grilling the owner of Pornhub. It's like, he said, yeah, but what about all this crazy stuff that was on here and old management? You got them on now, and it's like, oh, we got new ethics. That's not us no more. It's me. Even though the guys who are doing that wild stuff is still under me, you know, we're not doing it no more. We're just doing it on the side off camera. I mean, I'm sorry, allegedly, but yeah.
Decentralized global movement of individual survivors, organizations, and advocates from across a broad spectrum of political, faith and non-faith, economic and ideological background, all uniting together for the single purpose of shutting down Pornhub. So it's not getting them to use better technology like Yoti. It's not getting them to use better methods of, filtering things out. It's actually to shut down Pornhub and holding its executives accountable for enabling, distributing, and profiting from rape, child abuse, sex trafficking, and criminal image-based sexual abuse. So your outcome with Pornhub is to...
He said, "Don't be a sellout, Set. If you and Key keep that up, I won't sponsor anymore." And I'm like, Big Wave Dave, though. Wouldn't it be a little bit easier on you, though? Wouldn't it be easier on you? Don't you think? Or honestly, send us a sponsor you guys think we would match up well with. Actually, Big Wave Dave, I think I would hope you would. Send us a sponsor you think we'd match up well.
shut the website down.
Because due to the content we cover, and probably due to our size, it's probably out the question right now to get any real sponsors.
100%. It's not to
but fuck them. I don't really care to impress people.
shut down the entire porn industry.
If they rock with us, they rock with us.
A corporate trafficker, Pornhub, because, like you just said, they have globally distributed and profited from the trauma of countless victims since 2007. And what justice looks like in this situation is not a slap on the wrist. A slap on the wrist does not deter future abusers. A slap on the wrist does not bring healing and closure to victims. So from day one, when we realized that Pornhub was not a porn site, it was a crime scene infested with videos of real sexual crime, and the crime that gets distributed, you know, it's one thing for a victim to be raped, but when that's filmed and then uploaded and then distributed for profit and pleasure to millions of users per day, they call it the immortalization of their trauma, where they'll never be able to get over that because it's going to get just like the sadistic game of whack-a-mole. They just have to keep finding it and begging and trying to take it down and again and again. And victims of this kind of abuse, you know, we call it image-based sexual abuse, all the way from child rape to adult rape and trafficking and what we used to call revenge porn. You know, they have a 50% ideation rate for suicide. So this is really a life and death issue. And so we felt from the beginning that the call to action here was to shut down Pornhub because we felt like that was, you know, severe harm demands severe consequence.
So, you know, you say that, and, you know, you obviously know I pushed them very hard when they were here. And for me, it was like, what makes somebody want to be a porn star? There's certain things to it, even to the point that, you know, I'm sitting here watching a documentary called After Porn Ends, the story of porn stars, what their life is like after they're out of the porn industry, and how do you go back to a normal life from that space. But there's a few things, Rob. Can you pull up the story of New York Times? The 2020 article, right? I think it is.
The Children of Pornhub.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the article that is disturbing to read, but I want to read it to you because I think it's stuff that we need to. I got 4 kids, and I openly talk to my kids about this kind of stuff to prepare them for them because they're 12, 10, specifically to the 12 and the 11-year-old, but the 8 and 3, soon I'll be talking to them as well. I want to read this to you. So if you can zoom in, Rob, and we can read through this article together. So this is an article that they wrote, exact date, Rob, if you can go a little bit higher, December
4, 2020.
2020. Okay,
Yes.
so, you know, so Pornhub prides itself on being the cheery, winking face of naughty, the website billboard at Times Square, and provides snow plows to Boston. Okay, great. Next, the supposedly wholesome Pornhub attracts 3.5 billion visits a month, more than Netflix, Yahoo, or Amazon.
Bro.
This is when Yahoo was relevant.
Yeah, it's a very disturbing thought to know that, you know, more people in the bathroom beating off than actually out there watching, you know, Netflix with friends and families and loved ones. Ain't that crazy?
You wouldn't mention it. Pornhub rakes in money from almost 3 billion ad impressions a day. One ranking lists Pornhub as the 10th most visited website in the world. And then as you go lower, you'll see this. Yet another side of the company, its site is infested with rape videos. It monetizes child rape, revenge pornography, spy cam videos of women showering, racist and misogynist content, footage of women being asphyxiated in plastic bags, a search for girls under 18, no space, or 14YO, no space. Leads
Bro,
in each
why was
case.
one of my OGs trying to tell me that's where all the OG shit at? I'm like, what you mean the OG shit? All the shit they took off Pornhub, they done put it on there. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, all the shit that got banned off there on there. I'm like, bro, don't tell me that, bro. 'Cause I just watched a video about this whole that they had, like, you know, CP on there. CP. And you telling me that they just transferred it to another website? And who owns this website? I wonder. I wonder.
To more than 100,000 videos. Most aren't of children assaulted, but too many are. After a 15-year-old girl went missing in Florida, her mother found her on Pornhub, and 58 sex videos, sexual assaults on a 14-year-old California girl were posted on Pornhub and were reported to authorities. I can go on and on and on reading this entire article. It's very disturbing. When this came out, there's a story that came out on how Pornhub reacted to this, which, if I'm not mistaken, they took down 10 million videos.
They took down now today. So I want to update those stats for you, because by the end of 2020, so Trafficking Hub started in February of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of 2020, they had capitalized on coronavirus. So they had done some crazy PR stunts, which they're really good at doing, offering free premium to the entire world. Their views and their traffic skyrocketed. So by the end of 2020, they were actually, according to the CEO, the fifth most trafficked website in the world. They had 170 million visits a day, 62 billion visits per year. And they had enough content being uploaded that it would take 169 years.
Y'all wild as hell. Not y'all saying, well, if wives would start sucking dick more, maybe we wouldn't be on Pornhub so much. Y'all wild and y'all crazy. Stay off porn.
Years to
or at least reduce your intake of porn, goddammit. You can't be on it 8 hours a day. Jesus Christ, read a book. Go work out. I don't know. Like shit. I don't know, but do something else, Frey. You got 8 hours of free time. You chose to watch porn for all of it. It's crazy. It's crazy work.
Watch if you put those videos back to back. Now, they had 56 million pieces of content on Pornhub at the end of 2020. Mm-hmm. Today, the story that's told here in this book, today, they have been forced to take down 91% of the entire site. They went from 56 million pieces of content in 2020 to 5.2 million pieces of content today, in what Financial Times has called probably the biggest takedown of content in internet history.
That's insane. So now it's 90%, because the article I read
91%.
91%.
Yes.
At the time it was 80%,
yes.
The one that I read.
Correct. Yes.
That they take down. So let's go with that. Let's continue with that. So 56 million to 5.2 million. So their argument may be Solomon Friedman, they bought it in March of 2023. Okay. So when I'm asking them, when you bought the company, there was a part when I said, okay, you bought the company. Of the things that you said the company has changed, oh, we no longer do that. Oh, we no longer do this. Oh, we no longer do that. Great. How many of the old executives and management team that was there when this was happening are no longer there? That you came in, you clean house, you fired them, and they're still there. What do you know about the old executive team versus a new one?
I thought that was a brilliant question, because when they purchased a hastily concocted pop-up private equity firm that called themselves Ethical Capital Partners, purchase a distressed asset in March of 2023. That was Pornhub and all of its parent, sister sites. Sorry. I want to first of all tell you that Pornhub is owned by a parent company that used to be called MindGeek. They recently renamed it to ILO because they're trying to distance themselves from their toxic reputation as peddlers of crime.
Back in the days, it was MindGeek prior to Ethical.
Yes. So then they renamed it. But this is a history. This is the trajectory of Pornhub from the beginning. So they started out as Mansef. When their owners got in trouble, they it was over $6 million.
Mansef, Manwin, MindGeek.
Yes. Then they got in trouble with the law. Then they had to sell it. They sold it to a German entrepreneur named Fabian Tillman, who actually is one of the people that came forward to help hold Pornhub accountable.
Like, bro, Tim, bro, you just reminded me of this one scene from Family Guy, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ah, man, I never forget it. Come on now.
Hey, Quagmire.
Who was it?
In days. Hey, Peter. I've just been checking out some of that internet porn. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna go and check my
right there.
mail over there. You been lifting weights? No. I don't think it. No. I'm sorry, Peter. I gotta get back.
Bro, so oh, shoulder, bro, boulder shoulders and all.
The Kamala campaign.
I mean,
by teenagers.
Jesus.
A top Democratic.
All right. Back to it though.
Former owner of Pornhub,
Fabian Tillman. He's called the Zuckerberg of porn. So he purchased
Oh, my
Pornhub,
God.
a distressed,
Oh, man, good times.
a Mansef. And then he purchased it, and his vision was to dominate the global porn industry. So what he did, he got a $362 million loan
Like the
from
Shake Weight
Colbeck
effect.
Capital,
Mhm.
and he rolled up the entire porn industry under one company that he called ManWin. ManWin dominated the
Who we
global
talking
porn
about?
industry.
Fabian Thillman?
Fabian.
Okay.
Exactly.
Please continue. I'll follow.
So
Man win.
so ManWin, then he got in trouble. He got arrested for tax evasion. And then he had to sell the company again. So you see a pattern here. So
Okay.
he sold it to CEO and COO Faraz Antoon and David Tosillo, and a man who was the secret majority shareholder that
Banger
purchased
family.
61% of the site. He was unknown to anybody. He kept his identity hidden for years. We finally exposed him and found him in the midst of the trafficking hub movement to hold them accountable. His name was Bernd Bergmair. And so then he sold it to them, and then it became MindGeek. And then years later, they're in legal trouble. They've been charged by the federal government for knowingly and intentionally benefiting from sex trafficking. You know, they lost Visa,
Wow.
MasterCard, Discover, PayPal, all cut ties with the site because they confirmed it was infested with videos of real sexual crime. They lost all mainstream advertisers and partners.
Wow.
Even KY Jelly and Weed Maps will not advertise on
God
Pornhub.
damn, what you paying for these porn subscription now? Like what, in crypto and Bitcoin? Like what the hell they doing? I'm scared now. Look, Lord forbid he come out with their own cryptocurrency.
Anymore. They were kicked
KY
off.
Jelly will not
They will
advertise on
not.
porn.
No, they will not, because of what happened,
Very
because of the
disappointing.
exposure
Yeah.
that happened. Okay, and then they got sold again to Ethical Capital Partners, who is now renamed MindGeek, ALO.
Hey, bro.
So you could see a pattern. This is kind of
Epic move.
what has happened over the years with Pornhub. As they get in trouble, they try to rebrand, they get in trouble, they try to rebrand, and now this is the latest iteration.
But when you say
of
that, so
Pornhub.
what is the pattern? The pattern is who the buyers are, or the pattern is the new people come in and they're turned on by how much traffic these guys are getting, and they try to clean it up and nobody can. What is the pattern?
It's not that they can't, they don't want to because of the business model. But I do want to go back to your question, because the question was whose heads rolled, who actually got fired from the company, who
Right.
left the company. And it was the CEO and the COO, who are the minority shareholders, David Tosillo and Faraz Antoon. Again,
Calling all
two
the
men that had
shots.
hidden themselves from the public for so many years until they were finally exposed and had to face the public in a parliamentary inquiry in 2021. But they were forced to leave the company. And they're
Why?
the only ones.
Why were they? Just because when a new
Well,
company-
because of everything. It was a disaster
What
for
is the
them.
background with Ferris, Anton, and David Tosillo?
So he was there from the beginning. They were
Who?
both there
Both of
from the
them?
beginning when it
Okay.
was Mansef. So they were originals, right? From the inception, when Pornhub was purchased for $2,000 in 2007 by a man named Matt Keiser, who was part of this original Mansef group. And so they were there from the beginning, and they've stayed with the company. They were forced to resign just because there was a tsunami of bad headlines, one after another. It wasn't just the New York Times. Thousands of media articles have been written exposing them. And then it was after the New Yorker did an 8,000-word expose on them that it was the final straw, and they had to
Damn.
depart the company. And then
Damn, man.
that's
Wow. 8,000 words of exposing your ass. I mean, shit. Imagine what you could say to, imagine what you expose about somebody in 8,000 words or less.
when Ethical Capital came in. But let's ask a question. I mean, you're a businessman, right? So if you're coming in and you're saying, okay, we're going to call ourselves Ethical Capital, we're going to try to rebrand Pornhub and kind of try to kind of resuscitate the brand, what would be the first thing that you would do to be able to legitimately say that you are actually a new company, fresh start? Wouldn't you get rid of all of the people who were complicit in these crimes against children?
Number one, that's the first thing you do.
Clean house, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, they
Now,
didn't
when
do
Elon Musk bought Twitter, let's just kind of use a case study. He bought Twitter at a time where Twitter was censoring, silencing, and doing all the things that America, even election was affected by some of the roles that Twitter played. And then we found out later on that the communication they were having with the White House, Elon buys it. They have 7,500 employees. The next day he fires 50%. They're down to 3,750. The next week, 1,250 quit. So in a week or two, He went from 7,500 employees to 2,250 employees. So first thing you got to do. So I asked the question, who was there? So what percentage of the old employees and executives and directors and VPs that were there prior to Ethical Partners buying them to now?
Most of them are still, the only ones I'm aware of that are gone are Frost and Toon CEO, the COO, David Tosillo, and then Frank Mancina, who was the CFO.
Did you ever try to talk to those guys or no?
I mean, if you read this, they attacked hard. They were not interested in converse. They did not want to solve the problem.
Tell us about
They
it.
wanted to attack those who were raising the problem. Not
In what
only
way?
me,
In what
but
way?
victims.
Oh, wait.
Well, really quick, I just want to finish that point about the executives because I think it's really important to know that today, the same man, I mean, the CPO, Kareem El-Marazi. So he was there from the beginning. He was there. He was promoted by Farah.
You know what, Big Wave Dave? I think that went over our heads. The pattern is these jerk offs. I get it. I get it. It went over my head. I'm not even gonna lie.
Himself to his position. Matt Kalichi, where we have emails
I
here that were
get it.
uncovered in legal discovery talking about the way that Matt was discouraging taking down illegal content from the site when they were discovering it.
Can you read one of them? Or
Yo.
is that something that can be read?
100%. I
Okay.
mean, it might take time for me to open these up and get those.
I wouldn't mind reading one
Conversation.
that says leave the
Okay.
ones underage
Okay.
on there. If you have any of it, I'd like to
So
read
here we
it.
go. This is what I want to show you. So this is emails from
Oh no, now she got the folder. I ain't gonna lie, guys. If somebody ever pulls up to expose you and they have a folder, just know that you're cooked.
the CEO.
Okay.
Okay, so this was uncovered in legal discovery.
Just know that you're cooked.
So let's go here. Okay, here's one.
PowerPoint presentation, even worse.
So this is an email exchange between the VPs, who are still there.
Is this public record?
This is public record.
Okay, fantastic. So we
So-
can show it. So the crew will come afterwards and get the B-roll and show it to the audience
Yes.
as well.
So
Go for it.
here's just one example.
Yeah.
So Serena, the girl that you showed in the New York Times piece. Let me talk about her. So Serena, she was 13 years old when she was sexually abused by, being convinced by an older.
Her?
This is Serena
Okay,
Flakus. Yes,
yep.
she's from Bakersfield, California. So as an innocent young teen, she had a crush on a boy older than her. She was a straight A student. She had never kissed a boy before. And he convinced her to send him some nude images and videos of herself. And she wanted to impress him, so she did.
Oh god.
Those videos were shared with classmates.
Oh.
And soon they were uploaded to Pornhub, where they were getting millions and millions of views.
Oh.
She would beg for those videos to come down, and
Oh,
either she would be
damn.
ignored, or when they would respond, they would say, prove that you're underage.
You know, if that was my daughter, I would probably, I'm be one with you. I'd probably be in jail. I'll just be real with you. I'd be in jail because not only would that young man would be missing, he would be missing. I'll be real with you. You would never hear from him again. But I'd be kicking in every Pornhub office that I could find, every building that they operate out of, every location. I'm in there. I'm in there.
Prove that you're a victim in this video. And if she did get it down, it would just get re-uploaded, because one of the things that they did was they placed a download button on every
Wow.
single video on Pornhub.
And they still do.
So, and this is not a download button like on YouTube,
I
where
bet
you
they
kind of
still
can watch
do.
it later, but you don't possess it.
Like, bro, what you mean? Why would they take that away? Like, I know there are people who pay what, subscriptions for this stuff. If they're paying a subscription like they do for YouTube, what makes you think they can't download the content?
That's it. It's a download button where actually you can own on your device. 170 million visitors per day had an opportunity to download and possess her trauma and then re-upload it again and again and again and again. And this sent her on a spiral of despair. She ended up dropping out of school because of being bullied. She got addicted to drugs to try to numb the pain. She tried to kill herself.
Hey, yeah, I mean, he's like, Big Wave Dave, can we not go down this rabbit hole? I mean, yeah, this is a tough one. I'm not even gonna lie. This one is tough. Like, man, this already sent me in a certain place. So I'm like, okay. You know what? Let's give 5 more minutes and hopefully it gets a little lighter. If not, I got you.
Multiple times. It's just amazing that she's even alive today. And then she wound up homeless,
Bruh.
living out of a car. Okay? That's Serena. Thankfully today, she's actually suing the literal hell out of Pornhub. She's suing the owners by name. She's suing the company. She is suing Visa for monetizing her abuse on the site. And she's suing the hedge funds that funded this whole.
Yes, Sammy, yes. But before I go to jail, yes, I will make sure I discipline my daughter. Yes, you are right.
Operation.
And definitely blame myself.
We could talk about that later. But Serena, so this is Serena's abuse video. I came across her abuse in 2020 on Pornhub. It was clear it was abuse. This was one of several videos. The comments indicated it was abuse.
And it gets no better. Okay, I got y'all.
Clearly looked like she was 13. She couldn't be older than 13 or 14, and the video was obvious. At the time, I was in touch with MasterCard's VPs because I was trying hard to get them to demonetize Pornhub because I knew that's the Achilles heel of Pornhub was credit card companies. I sent...
Damn, Dave. This is like, nah. Damn. He said, we know where the black couch leads. We know where the black couch leads. And it's never anywhere good. So for you women that think it's okay to engage in this lifestyle, if you don't think this can happen to you, yes, it can. So don't even engage in the behavior. Wait for marriage and all that good stuff. Just do things the right fucking way. I promise if you do things the right way, all this bad stuff, nine times out of 10, 90% won't happen to you. Oh, it won't. 90%. But if you put yourself there, I mean, ain't nothing we could do. Like I say, y'all grown ass women at the end of the day. Remember, 18 and up, right? You're a grown ass woman, right? Oh, I'm grown. I can do what I want. And then you want to turn around when you're 25, 27, talk about, oh, I was young. I'm like, hell nah. Guys can't do that. We say, no, we were stupid. I was stupid back then. We take accountability. But the thing about this is, don't do this. Don't do this. You don't want to go down this path because trust me, there's some things you just can't heal from. Some things you cannot heal from. And this is one of them. And yes, Dave is right. No one put them there but themselves. And, well, don't be a whore. Like, I'll just say it bluntly as that. I don't even care about the attitudeability at this point. Just don't be a whore. Because I promise you, this could be you any day of the week.
And the VP, her link to her video.
To Visa.
To MasterCard.
To MasterCard, okay.
They sent it to Pornhub and said, what is this? They actually said, we received, so the VPs and the CEO were in an email exchange. We received the below referral as suspected child porn located on Pornhub with the URL to the video. They clicked on that video. They saw that video. And you know what they did? They debated whether or not they should, what will make us look worse to MasterCard if we take it down or if we leave it up. It wasn't automatically, let's take that down. And they left it up. They left the video up.
For how long?
In the litigation, so in Serena's lawsuit, it says that they left it up, that it didn't come down until the big purge in 2020. That her abuse videos didn't come down until the purge of 2020.
How long is that?
So that would be, so let's see, this happened in May.
Of what year?
Of 2020.
Okay, so December 4th. So let's just say later. So it's 7 months, 6 months.
So they're here saying, can we say it slipped through? Can we, so they're saying, can we say it slipped through? The CEO is saying, can we tell MasterCard that it just slipped through the cracks? They want to know what we do.
Oh, they're communicating amongst each other as employees.
They're saying, what should we do? We're in trouble with MasterCard. They even say, who's sending these videos? The CEO says, I know it's Lila who's doing this. The question from MasterCard is, what did you do to verify her age? And they're talking in these email exchanges saying, we don't do anything to verify age. Because this is the whole way that this started. Since 2007, Pornhub became the YouTube of porn, where anybody anywhere in the world could become a pornographer and upload sex videos to the site. And they were not verifying. So I tested this upload process in February 1st of 2020. After I heard the story in the news of that 15-year-old girl, she was from Broward County, Florida. She was missing for an entire year, and she was finally found when her distraught mother was tipped off by a Pornhub user that he recognized her daughter on the site. She was found in 58 videos being raped and trafficked. On Pornhub,
Yo.
okay?
Hey,
I
yo.
was
Hey,
haunted.
okay. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Fathers. Yeah, fathers are needed. Yes, this is where fathers come in handy because they don't do this to women who got fathers. I swear to God.
By that story. I was haunted by another story at the same
Bruh.
time where the Sunday Times did an investigation. They found dozens of illegal videos on the site within minutes, even children as young as 3 years old on Pornhub. And I was up late one night, and this is in the context of 15 years in the fight against trafficking. And I'm up late, consoling my own newborn who was crying in the middle of the night. And I was thinking about these stories, and I was haunted with a question. How in the world did that abuse end up on Pornhub? And I tested the upload system that night, and I found out what millions of people already knew.
You know what? I can right hear women making the argument, we need to teach our sons how to do better and all this. And I'm just like, y'all don't understand the minds of these guys. Like, these are a rare percentage of dudes who are just like, well, unhinged, psychopathic. They don't give a fuck, okay? Something in their past happened already. They're already processed. Nothing we can do about it. They're just wired this way to, well, do what they do. You got to understand, like, I always do say, women always expect men to get better. I'm like, well, let's be real. There's predators in the wild, and you don't see the prey going like, well, I'm going to say this. You don't see deer and antelope being like, you know what, man? I wish there's no more tigers and lions, man. I just wish there were no more. They need to practice better behavior. Well, you need to look at those rapists like that, with that same attitude. These people are animalistic. Why expect better behavior? And they just pop out. Okay. We don't know what sets them off. We don't know what gives them this insinuation or this intention to do what they do, but they do it. And we don't, even us men don't understand it, but they're out there. And all we can do is tell the women that we love that, yeah, they're out there and watch out for them. That's all we can tell you. It's almost like how I guess the prey or what? How antelope would teach their children how to hide or how to keep away from predators. You don't complain about the predators. You just do the best you can to keep away from them or to protect yourself from them.
And
they're predators, and they always will be predators, and they always will exist no matter what, because they existed throughout time. Like, sadly.
Was the crux of the problem. They did not verify. In under 10 minutes, anybody with an email address could anonymously upload content to the site. They were not checking ID to make sure these are not children. They were not checking consent to make sure these are not rape or trafficking victims. And because of that, the site became infested with videos of real sexual crime, including Serena's abuse, including so many victim stories I could tell you.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. So for the longest time, there was a basketball team, the Clippers. I don't know if you're familiar with the Clippers.
I'm weak.
They had
Yo, Big Wave Data. Thankfully, I'm a father of only boys. I won't end up in jail. Yeah, on God, because I see. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably the one blessing of having a boy. One, like your fear is that he ends up a bum, but you know damn well he ain't gonna have. You know damn well he ain't gonna do nothing crazy like that. It's like I know that my worst fear is to be a bum, but sexual deviant. We're good on that. We're good on that. I'm pretty sure a lot of my fathers are pretty stern on that one. Then again, you never know. Kids, wild cards.
An owner called Donald Sterling.
Hey, man. Hey. But being in your kid's life gives them a better chance, though.
Donald Sterling, there was clips of him being racist, comments he made,
wild
dropping
cards.
the N-word, Rob, you know what I'm saying? You've seen the clips where he's saying words and he talked about them in a very disrespectful manner, many racist comments. And he was banned from the NBA for life and fined $2.5 million. So every time you thought about the Clippers, you thought about him. This is Donald Sterling. And nobody wanted to play for them. Black players who were there, they didn't want to play for them. And they had a pretty good team. They didn't want to play for him.
Agreed to that.
NBA forces him to sell. He sells it, I think, for like $2 billion. And a guy named Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer is the number 5 employee from Microsoft, worth $150 billion today. He comes in, he buys the Clippers in 2014, 2015. Rob, I don't know what the year it is. He cleans house when he comes in. Now it's a great organization. Things are great. Things are smooth. There's no issues. And Clippers make a comeback, and it's actually a fun team to win.
I'm not putting any blame on women. I'm giving y'all the caution signal. I'm letting y'all know they're out here. And look, we want to put these guys under the ground. I'll be real with you, but they're out here, and we can't get them all, and they're out here looking for y'all. You get what I'm saying? So we're not blaming y'all. We're just saying that y'all need to recognize that we're trying to warn you. And a lot of women live a reckless lifestyle to put themselves in these positions. So caution signal. Yo, there's people who want to traffic y'all sexually. I mean, you'll never see your family again, and you'll be raped by a dozen of men. So yeah, caution signal. They're out here, they're doing it, and you can't just blame us men because they're just a very, very small few that do this. And we know they exist. We condemn them too with you, but they're out here and they're on the prowl.
Watch, I don't know if they're not no longer
Sadly,
around, but they made a good run at what they did. Okay.
He said, okay,
so the new buyers bought in March of 2023. Okay, give or take the dates. I have it somewhere around here. When they buy it, one of the things that I asked is, so now you're saying 91% of videos are taken out from 56 million to 5.2 million. It's a big number to filter all that stuff out. Mm-hmm. And I say, so how do you know when somebody is uploading a video that the person is underage or not underage, right? And we look up, there's a software that I think they use called Yoti, and Yoti is a third-party service to prove age without giving up the identity to the company. So I can go on there and say, hi, I'm Patrick Bet-David, boom, you know how you do your Apple, whatever. Yeah, Patrick Bet-David, you're 46 years old, you're fine, you can put up your video. Great, fantastic. Nope, you're 15 years old, you can't put up your video, cannot be uploaded. Great. All right. So that is headed in the right direction if this thing is going to stay on. That's the progress. Question I ask is, how do you go back?
But you know what? The only reason I'm going to respond to the women, because I know women are going to be sensitive about this topic. I truly understand it. But, and this is going to sound so grimy when I say this, but I truly mean this with all respect. Women are worth more in life and in the black market. Okay, there you go. You know, take that as you will, but women are worth more in life. You know, we reproduces and all that good stuff. We take care of them. We try to make sure they don't got to do much. We have lax laws on them. Well, legally. But but then again, they're also worth more. I mean, there's a reason why throughout time, people done went through to these villages or to the other kingdom, killed all the men and took all the women. I mean, y'all been the best commodity throughout time, like it or not. So which y'all think y'all fetching on the black market? I'm pretty sure y'all fetching more than a man or a little boy. Sadly, but that's just how it works.
But they didn't start doing that. So
not sure if I should have made that point or not. But not sure I should have made that point or not, but I do feel it's important to let women know how it really is out here.
I have the emails where they're telling their users.
It's all sunshine and rainbows until you get to this.
September 3rd of 2024, when they started
Yodi,
when they started requiring the age and consent verification of the individuals in the videos. Prior to that, after December, the big takedown in December, after the New York Times article.
So for 18 months, they're not requiring age of people in videos.
In the video. So they only required the age of the uploader.
But I got it. So that's September. So that's just 2 months ago.
Yes. And even.
Is this documented that they
I have the emails right here. Let me show you. I will show it to you right now.
So Yodi, can you pull up, when did Pornhub start using Yodi?
New videos uploaded as of September 3rd, 2024 onward will only be published if IDs and proof of consent have been submitted and approved for all co-performers featured in the content. So prior to this.
Who is approving that?
Who?
Who does that? What is it?
Yoti does this service.
Yoti does that.
Yes. But before that, let me just tell you, they were only requiring the ID of the uploader. So remember I told you I tested the system in February 2020.
There's 4 people in the video. I'm the one that's uploading the video. You only check me, but the 3 other people that are in the video, you're not verifying them, but the video gets through and it's on there.
Okay, now let me give you an example on why that doesn't work. There is a man named Rocky Shea Franklin in Alabama who raped a 12-year-old boy. He drugged him, he overpowered him, and he raped him.
Yes, I do.
And he took 23 of those assault videos, and he uploaded them to Pornhub. They were being sold as pay-to-download content on the site. Rocky Shea Franklin's in prison for 40 years. You can look it up. You can Google Rocky Shea.
So they made money off, rape of children? On the subscription side is crazy. God damn it.
Franklin for 40 years in prison for what he did.
Got you, Big Wave Dave. I got you.
He was a verified uploader. Okay.
What?
We have the picture of Rocky. We know what his Pornhub username was. He's not the only one. Multiple victims who are suing Pornhub today had their abuse, whether it's adult rape or trafficking or child exploitation, uploaded by verified uploaders. So we know that that does not stop. And they knew that upon acquiring the company, they knew that just requiring the ID of the uploader does not solve this problem. Yet they allowed those 5.2 million videos, right? So those were videos where the uploader would have been verified, but not the individuals in the videos themselves. They only started to require that in September. So Ethical Capital Partners went that many months profiting from, and I say profiting from because this is free porn, but it is highly monetized porn. Every video has ads around it. Today they sell 4 billion ad impressions on Pornhub and its sister sites every single day.
Well, if you look at the estimated revenue of 2022 was 468 million. 2023 was around $500 million. 2024, it could be between 450 to 550 million dollars, according to some of the numbers that we see. Okay, so they started using Yodi of everybody in the video a month before they came on the podcast, because they came on October 4th. You're saying September 3rd?
September 3rd, 2024 is when they started doing this. And they even then sent a follow-up email to say, I know this is going to cause friction, right? It's going to be a more difficult process to upload. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a loophole for you. So let me show you another email.
Is that an article, Rob, that shows what they're using? Is that the announces biometric technology to verify users?
Yes, this is February 3rd, 2021 from Vice, and in it they mention Yodi right down here.
For uploaders. It's for uploaders.
So for uploaders, they started in 2021, but for everybody in the video, they started at September 3rd of 2024.
And they implemented a system. So what they did was, to make it easier, they created essentially what's a loophole to the system, where they created an auto tag option where anybody, so you can get one person verified, and they describe it here as an auto tag function. So if you auto tag somebody else, that they will automatically, they don't have to verify their age and consent in that. So I'm trying to explain how this works. So you have a performer that is actually verified. So they show their ID and they, do their consent form. Then they can toggle on this feature that they describe in these emails to their users, where they can auto accept incoming tags. So another person could have X, Y, and Z individuals in their videos. And in order for them to get around actually having to show the ID and consent of all those individuals, they can go to somebody who has the auto accept, auto tag on, and just tag them. Okay. And what they said in this email, if they abuse the feature and try to tag you in a video that you're not in, a compliance team will catch it and may not allow it. May not. Do you know what may not means? This is tricky, right? May not means we may allow it, right? So even now, it's clear that this system isn't really a robust and reliable system. And yet they're here, sitting here, Alex, with that cross around her neck, and she's been there for so many years. She was there when these children were being abused, were the rape and trafficking victims. And even today, they have illegal content on the site. And you know how I know this? The proof is the fact that they had to file a report under the Digital Services Act. The Digital Services Act.
You know what? Yeah, we're going to have to come back to